కషార్ నుంచి మరో ప్రయోగానికి ఇస్రో సిద్ధమైంది. GSLVF11 వాహన నౌక కాసేపట్లో నింగిలోకి దూసుకెళ్లనుంది. GSLVF11 రాకెట్ ద్వారా 2250 కిలోల బరువైన GSAT7A ఉపగ్రహాన్ని ఇస్రో ప్రయోగించనుంది. ఇది ఇస్రో పంపుతున్న 35వ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఉపగ్రహం. 2013లో ప్రయోగించిన GSAT7 ఉపగ్రహం కాలపరిమితి మించిపోవడంతో దాని స్థానంలో GSAT7A ఉపగ్రహాన్ని రోదస్లోకి ప్రవేశపెడుతున్నారు. ఎయిర్ ఫోర్స్ సమాచార వ్యవస్థ కోసం ఇస్రో ఈ ఉపగ్రహాన్ని పూర్తి స్వదేశీ పరిజ్ఞానంతో రూపొందించారు. జియోసింక్రనైజ్ శాటిలైట్ లాంచ్ వెహికల్ సిరీస్లో ఇది 13వ రాకెట్. 7వ క్రయోజెనిక్ ఇంజిన్ను GSLVలో ఉపయోగిస్తున్నారు. బెంగళూరులోని UR రావు శాటిలైట్ సెంటర్లో GSAT7A రూపొందించారు. ఈ ఉపగ్రహం 8 ఏళ్ల పాటు దేశానికి సేవలందించనుంది.
And GS2 at 9.4 seconds after ignition of second stage, just above the sensible atmosphere, the vehicle will be put into closed loop guidance, from where the vehicle will continuously compare its current state with the targeted end conditions and follow the desired path to achieve. The heat shield will separate at 115 kilometers, and then the GS2 will be taking the vehicle to the altitude of 132 kilometers, providing a velocity of 5.2 kilometers per second before it separates. Finally, the GS3 will be ignited around 296 seconds, and it will take us to orbit after 842 seconds of burning. We are now about 1 minute from launch.
Minus 1 minute.
And mission director on your screen, just 55 seconds to go. We will momentarily go quiet.
Minus 50 seconds.
And together with you, we also will have a feel of the thrill
minus
of the liftoff.
L40 accumulator charging initiated.
Minus 40 seconds.
GS2 HPV open.
Minus 35 seconds.
Cryos is ready.
Minus 30 seconds.
L40
Real-time
HPP
programs
open.
activated.
Minus 25 seconds.
GS2 SPP open.
Minus 20 seconds. Minus 15 seconds.
L40 accumulator charging completed.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Liquid
2,
is just ignited.
1, 0.
Solid motor propellant also ignited and lift off. अब रॉकेट इस
Plus
समय
5 seconds.
Lift off normal.
जैसा कि ROD ने भी अनाउंस किया, नॉर्मली लिफ्ट ऑफ है इसका.
Beautiful view of GSLV clearing the skies, getting into the denser atmosphere, and you can hear the noise or the roar of GSLV climbing into the atmosphere.
Performance normal.
इस समय आप देखिए जो मोटी सी धुआं जो निकल रहा है वो सॉलिड प्रोपेलेंट से निकल रहा है और उसके चारों तरफ वाई प्रोपेलेंट जलने वाला लिक्विड उसकी भी एग्जॉस्ट निकलता दिख रहा है आपको.
The aerodynamic shape of the vehicle playing its role and reducing the drag on this vehicle. The aero loads are being negotiated by the control systems of our first stage. S1 burning full with
First stage
L40s.
performance normal.
इस समय 4 L40 इंजन्स और सॉलिड प्रोपेलेंट 139 चारों प्रज्वलित है और रॉकेट अपने निर्धारित गति और सीमा के साथ में आगे बढ़ता चला जा रहा है. और जो हम लोग अपने व्यू देख रहे हैं इस समय
First stage performance normal.
उसमें जैसा कि अभी अनाउंस किया गया, ROD ने अनाउंस किया पूरा एकदम सब नॉर्मल चल रहा है.
In about 15 seconds from now, the GS1, that is the core part of GS1, S139, will complete its job, and we are very close.
S139 burnout. L40 is continuing.
ROD ने भी अनाउंस किया जो सॉलिड प्रोपेलेंट मोटर था उसका प्रज्वलन बंद हो गया है जो कि पहले से निर्धारित था.
Plus 2 minutes.
और जो ग्राउंड ट्रेस और जो फ्लाइट पैरामीटर्स हैं जो यहाँ पे दिख रहे हैं एकदम नॉर्मल चल रहे हैं.
Chairman ISRO intensely watching his screens. what you see now is the path of the vehicle being shown. The red curve, the red line is the intended trajectory, and the green one is the one which the vehicle is following. The blinking shows you the current position of the
L40
vehicle.
engines start off. Second stage engine started.
जैसा कि अभी अनाउंस किया गया, द्वितीय चरण प्रज्वलन हो गया है. हमारे आरओडी ने भी अनाउंस किया इस बात को.
Closed loop guidance initiated.
As you just heard, the closed loop guidance has been initiated. The second stage is now burning, and the vehicle is being guided at every point of its trajectory towards
Second
its
stage performance
final
normal.
path. The vehicle guidance generates steering commands for GS2 and cryo stages. F11 clears the atmosphere using an open loop wind bias quaternion steering profile, which has happened. And now the closed loop guidance was initiated at about 9.4 seconds from GS2 ignition. During the GS2 stage, flat earth guidance algorithm with fixed targets is used. The algorithm generates GS2 thrust cutoff command meeting the spent stage impact constraints. Then the predicted target flat earth guidance with online target prediction for meeting the argument of perigee constraint is used in the cryogenic stage. The algorithm generates steering commands to inject the spacecraft into orbit with the required apogee, perigee, and argument of perigee. In this mission, the cutoff-based target apogee is disabled to affect the total burn of the cryogenic stage, that is burn to depletion. We are now close to the heat
Payload
shield
fairing
separation.
separated.
नौ अभी
Plus 4
आरओडी ने
minutes.
अनाउंस किया, जो हमारा पेलोड फेयरिंग है और हीट शील्ड है वो खुल गई है और वो मेन रॉकेट से अलग हो गई है. और रॉकेट इस समय जैसा कि आप अपने देख रहे हैं ग्राउंड ट्रेस के
Second
ऊपर
stage
में
performance normal.
जो पाथ इंडेंट किया गया था, जो उसको निर्धारित किया गया था, और जिस पाथ पे जा रहा है जहाँ की वो डॉट चल रहे हैं, दोनों में कोई भी फर्क नहीं है और वो एकदम सही समय और सही गति के साथ में आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है. इस समय आप हमारे चेयरमैन साहब को देख रहे हैं जो कि बहुत ध्यान से अपने टीवी मॉनिटर को सारे पैरामीटर्स देख रहे हैं.
We have covered 275 seconds flight time. The relative velocity is 4.35 kilometers per second. We have covered a range of 520 kilometers from Sriharikota. That is, we have come away now about 540 kilometers from Sriharikota. We are at the altitude of 132 kilometers.
Second stage engine
And
shut off.
everything is performing normal. The second stage has performed its
Cryo
job and
stage
has been shut
ignited.
off.
Plus 5 minutes.
नाउ क्रश इंजन के लिए कमांड दिया गया है और इसका इग्निशन 3.6 सेकंड में कंफर्म कर दिया गया है. और सब जो हमारा अपर स्टेज जो क्रायोजेनिक इंजन है इस समय निर्धारित गति से और निर्धारित थ्रस्ट के साथ में प्रणोद के साथ में आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है. जैसा कि इसको पाथ निर्धारित किया गया था और जिस पाथ पे चल रहा है दोनों में बिल्कुल समानता है, जैसे कि एकदम कॉपी बुक स्टाइल से एकदम आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है.
Cryo stage performance normal.
जैसा कि आरओडी ने भी अनाउंस किया, क्रायोजेनिक के सारे पैरामीटर्स एकदम नॉर्मल आ रहे हैं और इस समय हमसे ये करीब 807 किलोमीटर दूर है और 140 किलोमीटर की एल्टीट्यूड पर है.
Mission director, on your screens, observing the parameters. The cryogenic
6 minutes.
stage, the CUS-15
Cryo
is
stage
flying
performance normal.
in this mission, is the indigenous developed, and in the 15-ton configuration, we are flying it for the first time. Absolutely normal performance. And as we wait for the cryogenic stage to complete its job, which will be in about 13 minutes from now, I want to share with you our philosophy of containing the orbital debris and protecting our assets from the orbital debris. That is, one aspect of the launch clearance procedure is our collision avoidance studies with space objects already in orbit. Here an analysis is done to assess the collision risk between already existing space objects and the upper stage of launch vehicle and also the satellite
Plus
once
7 minutes.
it is in orbit. Mission director observing the
Cryo
launch,
stage
a view
performance
of
normal.
mission control, all scientists monitoring the cryogenic stage, and I continue with the my description of our avoidance scheme of space debris. The potential collisions with resident objects, if detected, are avoided by adjusting the time of launch within the specified window. Now, even in the last mission, the PSLV-C43, which was on November 29th of this year, the launch was delayed by 30 seconds from its nominal liftoff time based on these studies. A view of the satellite inside the vehicle on the screens. And however, we have no such concern of orbital debris threat in this mission. This collision avoidance analysis is carried out as a standard practice for all launches from Sriharikota. We are smoothly cruising, cryogenic stage burning nominally.
Cryo stage performance normal.
जैसा कि अभी आरओडी ने अनाउंस किया, जो हमारा अपर स्टेज क्रायोजेनिक इंजन है उसका परफॉर्मेंस एकदम नॉर्मल आ रहा है और उसमें और जो प्रेडिक्शन किया गया था और जो हम एक्चुअल देख रहे हैं उसमें कोई डिफरेंस नहीं आ रहा है और उनकी गति और उनका प्रणोद बिल्कुल एक समान आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है। जैसे कि हमारे मित्र बता रहे थे कि हमारे इसरो की फिलॉसफी है कि कोई भी डेब्रीज जो हमारे रॉकेट के उड़ान के बाद होती है उसको हम लोग कितना ख्याल रखते हैं और किस तरह से उसकी प्रोग्राम बना के उससे अवॉइडेंस करने के लिए एक हमारा बहुत बड़ा विस्तृत ग्रुप है जो उस पर काम करता रहता है।
You can see the atmosphere inside is relaxed as the cryogenic stage, the final stage, is performing nominally.
Plus 9
We are
minutes.
waiting for its function to be completed. It will be another 11
Cryo
minutes
stage performance
before that
normal.
happens. You repeated announcement of cryo stage performance being monitored and being announced to be nominal. Youngsters supporting this mission, all eager and enthusiastic. I also want to share with you that we use a network of ground stations for tracking telemetry and telecommand activities related to this mission. The health and trajectory parameters of GSLVF11 are available to these ground stations via antennae mounted on the rocket along with the required subsystems. This information is sent to Sriharikota ground station in real time, and we are showing to you this information time to time in the display screens. Right now the display screens you are seeing is showing that information obtained from these ground stations. The entire ascent mission of GSLVF11 till orbit is tracked by ground stations at Sriharikota, Port Blair, Brunei and Biak
Plus
in
10
that
minutes.
order. We maintain a healthy overlap between the loss of signal by one station
Cryo stage
and acquisition of
performance
signal,
normal.
that is AOS, by the next ground station. In exceptional cases, if there is a small gap of visibility, the flight performance data is stored on board and relayed to the next visible ground station. No critical flight events happen during this region of visibility. Here we are having a continuous visibility, and what a beautiful plot to see on the vehicle. In real time, the movement of the vehicle, the blinking dot is our vehicle moving towards its goal. We are already covered nearly 700 seconds, 10 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight, another about 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
अभी जो हमारा क्रायो स्टेज है वो उसको अभी और 800 सेकंड तक का और प्रज्वलन करना है और इस समय जो हम स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं ये हमारा जो ऑन बोर्ड कैमरा है उससे आने वाली फोटोज बाहर से ले
Plus
रहे हैं
11
वो
minutes.
और जो हमारे वैज्ञानिक हैं वो पूरे ध्यान से अपने सारे पैरामीटर्स
Cryo
को अपना
stage
मॉनिटर करते जा रहे
performance
हैं। जैसा कि अभी अनाउंस किया आरओडी ने, क्रायोजेनिक से आने वाले सारे पैरामीटर्स नॉर्मल हैं, इसको अभी और 600 सेकंड के लिए और आगे इसको बढ़ना है। अब आप देखिए इस समय आपके स्क्रीन पे एक तरह का फोटो आ रही है, वो जो रॉकेट के ऊपर में कैमरा लगा हुआ है वो सैटेलाइट की फोटो ले रहा है
Brunei
इस
station
समय।
acquired the signal.
जैसे ही वो सेपरेट होगा वो आपको दिखेगा कि किस तरह से वो सेपरेट हुआ है। ये एक तरह का जैसे कि हम लोग सेल्फी लेते हैं, ये रॉकेट अपने सैटेलाइट की सेल्फी ले रहा है और जब वो सेपरेट होगा तब उसका एक विहंगम दृश्य आपको दिखाई पड़ेगा। जैसा कि अभी अनाउंस किया गया, क्रायोजेनिक का स्टेज का परफॉर्मेंस एकदम नॉर्मल है।
A long shot of the VVIP galleries, our esteemed guests and senior scientists witnessing this launch. As again Chairman ISRO
Plus
on his
12
screen,
minutes.
Dr. Shivan clearly monitoring the vehicle as it moves, and you can see the commitment and the intent with which our chairman
Cryo stage
is
performance normal.
monitoring each and every parameter. Next to him is Sri Somanath, PSSC director, and a team of a battery of senior scientists monitoring this launch from the mission control. As we have been showing you, this vehicle is performing on the dot. The planned trajectory and the achieved trajectory is one over another, and this is also achieved by a strict systems reliability quality protocol observed by us. For all the elements going into flight, like launch vehicle, satellite, ground systems, we maintain a strict reliability protocol in all spheres of activity. The system reliability experts participate in all stages of activities, right from the concept
Just
stage
13 minutes.
through the design iterations, and finally for the mission realization and launch. The strict system reliability procedures followed by ISRO have led to a
Cryo
68
stage performance
launch vehicle
normal.
missions till date, and much more satellite missions and other missions like our sounding rocket programs, air breathing missions, reusable launch vehicle technology demonstrator, and technology missions for our proposed human spaceflight program with an astounding success rate. Again, a view of the trajectory one over another. The bottom plot, the bottom curve is the altitude of the vehicle, and the blinking dot is the instantaneous altitude, and the upper curve was the relative velocity of the vehicle. Everything is going as per plan, and we have covered around 14 minutes into the flight, and we are nearly 5 minutes and few seconds to go.
जैसा कि अभी इस समय स्क्रीन पे
Plus
दिख रहा
14
है
minutes.
L40 इग्निशन के S3 इग्निशन और सॉलिड प्रॉपेलेंट का बर्नआउट, मुख्य चरण का बर्नआउट
stage performance
और प्रथम
normal.
चरण का पृथक्करण, ऊष्मा कवच का पृथक्करण, द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन और पृथक्करण, ये सभी निश्चित समय पे अपने आप से हुए हैं। और इसके बाद से जो क्रायोजेनिक का इंजन है वो अपनी गति से और बिल्कुल गतिमान की तरह से आगे बढ़ता चला जा रहा है। इस समय आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं हमारे सारे वैज्ञानिक LCC लॉन्च कंट्रोल सेंटर से हैं, जो कि अपने व्हीकल डायरेक्टर के साथ में बैठे हुए हैं और ये सब वॉच कर रहे हैं, अपने मॉनिटर पे एक एक पैरामीटर को देख रहे हैं कि इस समय क्या हो रहा है। और ये मिशन कंट्रोल सेंटर है जहाँ पर कि सारे मिशन एनालिसिस लोग बैठे हुए हैं और वो अपना एक एक पैरामीटर्स को देखते जा रहे हैं।
About 15 minutes into the launch, another nearly 4 minutes and few
Plus
seconds to
15
go.
minutes.
In the meantime, as we are waiting for the cryogenic stage to complete its
Cryo
performance,
stage performance normal.
another 4 minutes to go, I've been telling you various points along with my colleague regarding the intricacies of launch vehicle design, the mission design, the satellite systems design. It is now right time to introduce to you the satellites of this mission. The GSAT7A spacecraft being launched today is a geostationary communication satellite to be located at an orbital slot of 63 degrees east longitude. GSAT7A is an operational communication satellite configured around ISRO's heritage I2K structure to provide communication services from geostationary orbit in KU band with a mission life of minimum 8 years. The structure for GSAT-7A spacecraft is a cuboid made of sandwich panels
Cryo
and
stage
built around
performance normal.
central cylinder made out of ultra-modulus composite materials. The propellant tank for the oxidizer and the fuel have 650 liters capacity each and are accommodated within the central cylinder. The liquid approach motor or the LAM is mounted on a separate LAM deck. GSAT-7A has 2 numbers of lithium-ion batteries of adequate capacity and has 2 numbers of deployable solar panels for power generation. They generate 3.3 kilowatts of power for this satellite. It also has a Gregorian antenna with deployable primary reflector. Additionally, 4 number of steerable antennas are provided. The satellite employs fully indigenous bipropellant propulsion system for orbit raising from GTO to GSO, that is
Plus
geostationary
17
orbit,
minutes.
and also for in-orbit station keeping.
Cryo stage
For orbit
performance
raising,
normal.
440 Newton LAM engine will be used, while the attitude correction and station keeping 8 numbers of 22 Newton thrusters and 10 Newton thrusters will be used. As I've already mentioned, this satellite has a liftoff mass of 2,250 kilograms. We are now 17 minutes 30 seconds into the mission and about 2 minutes to go.
जैसा कि हमारे सहयोगी ने आपको बताया, ये जो रॉकेट का क्रायोजेनिक इंजन है, ये GSAT सैटेलाइट को 170 इंटू 33,190 की दीर्घ वृत्ताकार या GTO ऑर्बिट में इसको समीप करेगा। मतलब इसकी पेरिजी करीब 170 किलोमीटर होगी और इसका अपोजी करीब 33,000 किलोमीटर उस परिधि में उसको प्रक्षेपित करेगा। उसके बाद में जैसा कि हमारे सहयोगी ने आपको बताया 440 किलो न्यूटन का सैटेलाइट का इंजन उसको GTO से GSO ऑर्बिट में लेके जाएगा। अभी हम कुछ ही मिनटों की दूरी है जब ये हमारा जो क्रायोजेनिक इंजन है ये सैटेलाइट को सेपरेशन करने वाला है। अभी आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं एक जो फोटोग्राफ आ रहा है, ये ऑन बोर्ड क्रायोजेनिक इंजन पे कैमरा लगा हुआ है जो कि सैटेलाइट को बराबर देख रहा है। जैसे ही इसका पृथक्कीकरण होगा आप देख पाएंगे कि सैटेलाइट रॉकेट से कैसे ये दूर हटता जा रहा है। अब हम लोग बहुत करीब आ गए हैं इस समय, जबकि ये क्रायोजेनिक इंजन जो है उसको शट ऑफ कमांड दिया जाएगा और उसके कुछ सेकंड के बाद में सैटेलाइट उससे पृथक हो जाएगा।
We are very close to the cutoff of cryogenic stage. In few seconds you will hear that the cryogenic stage has depleted fully and has been closed or
stage engine
shut off based on acceleration. Shortly, in less than 10 seconds, the satellite will be injected.
क्रायोजेनिक इंजन को शट ऑफ कर दिया गया जैसा कि अभी अनाउंस किया हमारे रेंज ऑप्शन डायरेक्टर ने। अब आप देखिए
सैटेलाइट
सेपरेट हो रहा है। इस समय आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देखेंगे जो ऑन बोर्ड कैमरा है कैसे उसकी फोटो लेने जा रहा है और इस तरह से सैटेलाइट अपनी निश्चित वृत्ताकार ऑर्बिट में प्रक्षेपित हो गया है।
You have seen the satellite injected into orbit. We have got a perigee of 171.8 kilometers and apogee of 39,000 kilometers. This extra apogee has been achieved by our burn to depletion strategy for cryogenic stage. A view of MCC, all the senior scientists congratulating each other, Dr. Shivan meeting each of the senior scientists and greeting them on this wonderful success where a precise injection into the intended inclination of 19.37 degrees has been achieved. Now, as we have completed this mission, you will hear from our chairman, Dr. K. Shivan, his views of this launch and the future activities of ISRO as well. You will also hear from our senior scientists, directors of various centers, mission director, satellite director, giving you their views and their assessment of this mission. And now, as chairman prepares to go to the podium.
ఇస్రో మరో విజయాన్ని సొంతం చేసుకుంది. GSLVF11 వాహన నౌక విజయవంతంగా నింగిలోకి దూసుకెళ్లింది. GSLVF11 రాకెట్ ద్వారా 2250 కిలోల బరువైన GSAT7A ఉపగ్రహాన్ని ఇస్రో విజయవంతంగా ప్రయోగించింది. రోదసిలోకి ఇస్రో పంపిన 35వ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఉపగ్రహం ఇది. జియోసింక్రనస్ శాటిలైట్ లాంచ్ వెహికల్ సిరీస్లో ఇది 13వ రాకెట్. 2013లో ప్రయోగించిన GSAT7 ఉపగ్రహం కాలపరిమితి మించిపోవడంతో దాని స్థానంలో GSAT7A ఉపగ్రహాన్ని రోదసిలోకి ప్రవేశపెట్టారు. ఎయిర్ ఫోర్స్ సమాచార వ్యవస్థ కోసం ఇస్రో ఈ ఉపగ్రహాన్ని పూర్తి స్వదేశీ పరిజ్ఞానంతో రూపొందించింది. బెంగళూరులోని యుఆర్ రావు శాటిలైట్ సెంటర్లో GSAT7Aను రూపొందించారు. ఈ ఉపగ్రహం 8 ఏళ్ల పాటు దేశానికి సేవలందించనుంది.
My dear friends across various ISRO centers, in 35 days, this is the third mission which takes place from ISRO Center SDSC Shar Sririkota. After the grand success of GSLV Mark III D2 GSAT29 mission on 14th November and PSLV C43 HISIS mission on 29th November, today GSLV successfully and safely injected the advanced communication satellite GSAT7A in a super synchronous transfer orbit. And GSAT7A, again the third communication satellite India is launching in 35 days. And this is the heaviest satellite lifted by GSLV with indigenous cryogenic stage. This mission, both in launch vehicle as well as satellite, there are so many firsts. The vehicle, the second stage, propellant loading has been increased from 37.5 ton to 40 ton. The cryogenic stage, the propellant loading has been increased from 12 ton to 15 ton, along with the enhanced the thrust value for the cryogenic stage. In addition to that, the cryogenic stage is burned to depletion to get a super synchronous transfer orbit to enhance the life of the satellite. This has been successfully demonstrated in this mission, and we got 2,000 kilometers more than what we expected. That's a great achievement. The regarding satellite is an advanced communication satellite. Here also, that a new technology is gone inside the Gregorian antenna. This is mainly for improving the performance. So these changes, as well as realizing that the vehicle as well as satellite is carried out by the team ISRO meticulously by going through the changes very clearly, understanding and carrying out the required test and reviewed properly and cleared by SR team very nicely. The credit definitely goes to the team ISRO and SR team and the project team and all the ISRO centers, as well as the excellent review mechanism what we have. Let me compliment and congratulate the entire team for this wonderful achievement. Now, this particular mission is really given a lot of anxiety to all of us because of weather god was not very conducive for us some 1 week back. Under this environment, definitely the MET team from SHAR is raised to the occasion. The way they predicted, the way they give the confidence to us, really the campaign was managed very nicely based on the input from the MET. Congratulations and compliments and my grateful thanks to the MET team. Along with that, to take care of this, the inclement weather conditions, the SHAR team was again raised to the occasion to take care of any eventuality.
ఇప్పుడు ఒక స్మాల్ బ్రేక్ తీసుకుందాం. స్టే ట్యూన్.